All right, welcome to episode 5 of the podcast. I got another new setup today, so hopefully this one goes well. I had a bit of an epiphany while I was looking at my content on YouTube that the videos were kind of like vertical, and I was like, I want it to be horizontal so I can fit the entire screen in the YouTube thing. So I'm like, I just had a genius idea. I'm just gonna turn my phone sideways and do a video that way. So hopefully that works. So I got a sideways video, so I changed where I'm sitting, and I got the microphone that's still really good. So welcome to episode 5, North of Eden. I'm your host, Tom. Let's get right into it. I got some topics today. I'm trying to improve my podcasting skills because today I was like, maybe I'm not gonna do a podcast because I don't have a big following yet. So I'm like, I don't gotta do a podcast. But I was like, wait a second. The reason I started is so I could practice my podcasting skills. So I'm like, let me do this. Let me practice my podcasting skills because how else am I gonna get better if I'm not gonna be practicing? So let me throw out a podcast. Let me work on my skills and stuff like that. So yeah, welcome guys. And today I got some like apple cider I can drink during the podcast because usually I don't have anything to drink. And then by the end of the podcast for 45 minutes, like I'm getting tired of talking so much, so I get tired. So I need like something to drink. So I got a apple cider. So hopefully this microphone's close enough to me. Oh yeah, when I start a podcast, I'm supposed to say the topics of the podcast. So I'm gonna start doing that. My topics today, we're going to get into some video editing tips. Well, mostly I need tips about how to do it. And then I'm going to talk about like how I want to get a 4-wheeler when I get like, in the future, I want to get like a property and a 4-wheeler. And I'm going to talk about, I had a soccer game and I lost, and this team lost like 12-1. So it was like kind of like a depressing day for me, but not really. It wasn't really me playing out there. So, and even if it was, it is what it is, can't let that, affect your day too much. But the traffic today was kind of busy today. And like as I was thinking, like, we're in October, end of October, the end of a month, and getting towards Halloween. It just feels very like quiet outside, like moody, like an overcast day the past 2 days. It feels like the whole world just gone quiet, like nothing's going on out there, it feels like. But, I'm sure there is. I'm just not a part of it, which is fine. But there was a lot of traffic on the road today, so there was that. It took me mad long to get home from this game where we lost 12-1. So that was kind of a long day. So I was so tired. I was like, I can't do this. I can't go home and make my own food. I was like, I need somebody to make food for me. So I went to a pizzeria and I had to make a pizza for me and throw some like vegetables on there, some pasta sauce or pizza sauce, whatever you want to call it. Like it was a really good pizza. So I did that. So it's to kind of recover from the long drive and losing a soccer game 12-1. It's not the most fun thing to do. You're kind of just there. It's like, at the end of the day, like, I got to be politically correct and just say that, the other team maybe was just a little more experienced at playing soccer than, the team I was coaching, a little less experienced is how, it is what it is at the end of the day. But, nobody wants to be part of a game, whether you're a fan or a player or a coach, a game that's, 12-1. It's like, why are we even here? It's kind of an obvious result. You're just kind of there, and just like boring for the fans, boring for especially the losing team. Not only boring, also like a little frustrating. But when you're losing that bad, it's like it's beyond frustration. Just kind of like apathy. It's like whatever. Like let's just go home. Why we even show up? So just kind of like a down day in that regard. Can't get discouraged. These kids are still young. They're still in grade school. So as you get older in the levels, players either quit or play other sports or. I think you got to get better, and the games start to get closer as you get higher on in the levels. But yeah, at the lower levels, you got these score lines like 20-0, like 10-0, and it's like, this isn't even a game. Like, why are we even playing? Like, we should get players from the team winning 12-0 and give it to the other team to make it at least a close game. Like, that's what it's really, like, nobody's trying to watch like a game like that. Everyone wants to see a close game. So it's like, that's kind of mad boring. And then I got to sit in traffic for like an hour. And then at that point, I'm like, I'm not cooking for myself. I'm going to have somebody cook for me. So I got the pizza. It was really good pizza. So now I got 2 pizza boxes here that I got to recycle. And I really don't eat a lot of pizza, hardly never. But for some reason this week, I somehow was at a pizzeria 2 times. Oh, yeah, because on a little day trip in Flemington, which I posted about. And that's the reason I'm doing this podcast today. I'm like, I'm building my social media empire, but it's like, it's not really much of an empire if all I'm doing is posting on Instagram. So it's like, I need a second piece at least of the empire. And this is the podcasting piece. So I was like, I gotta throw a podcast out there. It's been a few days. I gotta do at least bi-weekly. Otherwise it's not an empire. But I do plan to expand the empire into these short types of videos, like 60 seconds or less. So that's where it comes into the video editing. Like I need to start learning how to do the video editing myself. I can't hire nobody else because this is a very low budget operation. So come November, I'm going to start doing some video editing where I'm doing these things with my hands in the videos and trying to make it trendy and trying to make it cool and trying to make it look professional. But I have to figure that all out on my own. I got a little bit of a software going. I paid some money for. I'm trying to figure it out. I think the software I think it has everything I need to figure out how to like do some overlays and do some pop-ups and do some tracking my hand motions and making them maybe like cool videos, and hopefully I can get them to go popular, but I doubt it. It's just a crapshoot. But so that's on the horizon. My video editing tips are basically me asking for tips about how to like do some video editing, like how to add some cool effects. But I just plan to watch some YouTube videos and try to throw it in the software and try to make some cool videos come November. And I'm thinking also about upgrading my hardware for these videos, because my iPhone is really old and the video quality doesn't like do me enough justice, because my skincare, my hair care, whatever, I'm in shape. So it's like I want my hardware to like look very sharp, very clear, which obviously this device doesn't do. It's a really old iPhone. I'm sure it does fine, it's still capturing me, I believe, probably right now. But I think I'm going to upgrade the hardware. I think I'm going to start learning how to do some video editing skills so I can make these videos kind of cool. I'm sure the transitions and the cutting, editing, the cropping the videos is going to be a little murky and a little sloppy, but I'm going to try to make it like not professional, maybe semi-professional, or maybe like low-key, like pretty like amateur, but maybe closer to intermediate, some video editing stuff. Because I was reading a book the other day, and I'm reading this book, I'm like at the library, and it's like this book isn't really helping me. I need to like watch somebody, I need to figure out what I want to do, watch a YouTube video on it, and then try to do it in the software, and hopefully I can make some cool stuff. And again, that's going to be a process just like this podcasting. So it's like when I started this podcast, I was probably like a 1 out of 10. And now maybe on a good day, I'm a 2 out of 10. So like that's improvement right there. And if I could get the same type of system in for my video editing, I can go from like a 1 out of 10 editor to maybe a 2 out of 3 editor in the next month or so. So that's encouraging. And yeah, but I got a few views on my podcast. Like what a blessing that is. Not a lot, but more than 0. So I consider myself very lucky and very blessed. So like I said, this is just kind of my training. It's not the most put together podcast, but one day it probably will be. I'll probably get some guests on here one day, start talking about some things, start being able to like get some ideas off the other people that are talking to me instead of me having to come up with them. Because right now it's just me coming up with things in my head. And like I was saying before, I'm trying to like get a property one day and get a four-wheeler, and I can avoid all this traffic. I'm not going to sit in traffic no more. I'm just going to go on my four-wheeler and go like 20, 25 miles an hour. I don't know how fast I go. Maybe I'll go 30, 40, but nothing too crazy, like cruise. Maybe go a little fast on it, have fun, but just get to drive around. I don't got to stay in a lane. I don't got to sit in traffic. I just go around my property with hopefully have some woods and just drive around my four-wheeler, and that can be my my afternoon activity. Get some sunlight on my skin. Like that just sounds like such a peaceful thing to do. Just, fresh air, riding around. And yeah, it sounds like a really nice time. And because I did drive a motorized scooter when I was visiting Mexico. And the thing with that is I never really drove a motorized scooter before, so I was a little like fearful of it because I was driving on the highway there. And I was really like, I didn't know what I was doing. And looking back, I'm like really grateful that I didn't get into like any type of like incident, because I really had no experience driving it. Like I only drove a bicycle, and I was kind of like new to it, and being on the highway with a bunch of cars like zooming by me was a little intimidating. And I did crash like the bike a little bit. Like I was going straight, but I didn't turn, and I hit a median in the road, and I fell over. And luckily there was no cars coming, and some guy came out to like check on me and the person I was with. Luckily we were okay. But looking back on it, I was like, I wish I had a little more practice riding this motorized. It wasn't a motorcycle, but it was like a motorized scooter that goes like 60, 70 miles an hour, So it's like, it's still dangerous. So it's like I wish I had a little more practice with that. And yeah, I think personally at this point, like I'd rather have 4 wheels than 2 wheels. Like no motorcycle, probably just like a 4-wheeler, safer. I like balance. I'm a big fan of balance. Motorcycles are fun too. I would drive like another motorized scooter, but maybe not a motorcycle. But so I might get a 4-wheeler one day. And yeah, I was just talking about how like kind of like sad that like soccer game was, that I lost by like a whole bunch of goals. But it is what it is. And we got Halloween in 2 days coming up, so that's kind of exciting. But I don't really have any plans for Halloween because again, I'm older, and I don't really want to buy a costume for one day. And I don't really mind going where there's alcohol, but like I don't really drink, so it's like, and I like to go to bed early. It's like I ain't missing out on nothing. So because I really want to get that costume and like have to return it the whole day. I actually got a costume from last year. It's just one of those black robes that you can throw on. I think probably came with the mask. When I got the mask, just a black robe, I can be like a vampire or whatever they call it. So, but no, I don't really want to do anything for Halloween. So I guess people do stuff on like Friday, Saturday, and probably Sunday this weekend. And so Friday, actually I might do something Friday. Saturday I probably enjoy it for myself. Sunday I probably got some soccer to do. So that's what I was going to talk about today. Like I got to start, working out more. And I think I hit something today in my brain or my system where I wasn't working out a few days. And then I worked out today and I was in the gym and I was like, oh, I'm probably gonna do this like every day now. Like this isn't that bad. So I think I struck a nerve, but the best laid plans of men often go awry, as that famous book said. You know, you make plans and they always change. So we'll see if I continue with that, because with my Buddhist philosophy as well, it's like life is, I think they call it impermanent, which means basically constantly changing. So that's why nowadays, if I have thoughts, if I have feelings, if I have, emotions, it's like I let them flow through me, understanding that they're going to change like every single second. Like a river never stands still. It's changing every single like second. You know, you leave the river, you go back in the river, it's a completely brand new river. So it's like I have thoughts, I have feelings, I have opinions on things, and then I know maybe tomorrow, maybe in a few hours from now, I'm gonna have different whole types of opinions on it. So I never get too attached to any opinion, any idea, any ideology like a lot of people do. They get so hung up and so defensive about this certain idea they have, like they're gonna hold this idea for the rest of their lives. But it doesn't work like that. You're changing every single second from one idea to the other. So maybe no matter how passionate you are about something, like just be aware, like it could change. So, like a river is changing every single second. So it's more to be open-minded and just let kind of things flow through you instead of just like latching onto things. So, it's me trying to be like a philosopher, which I think I have potential in. I just need to kind of like develop about how to explain the whole things I'm trying to explain philosophically. But yeah, this whole Buddhist philosophy is something I was interested in even like a decade ago, but I read all these books and it always resonated. But recently it's been resonating like at a whole different level, because I've recently like started experiencing like the world around me and like different than how I used to growing up. And it's like kind of like childlike experiencing like everything. Every time I walk outside and I see nature, it's like I'm seeing it for the first time. And every time I hear music, it's like I'm hearing it for like the first time, like this childlike wonder. And I forget where I'm going with this thought, but I guess I'll give a shout out to my favorite author. He's a monk. It's I don't know how to pronounce his name, but it's Thich Nhat Hanh. It's a Buddhist monk. So he writes all these books. He's basically the only books I'm trying to read nowadays, because it's like he brings me peace, and it's just like, yeah, I'm just gonna read these. I got this book called Silence: The Power of Quiet in a World Full of Noise. I got this called Your True Home, and I got this book at the library before. I got it again. Checked it out twice. Your True Home: Everyday Wisdom of Thich Nhat Hanh. And then I got another little book called How to Focus. I'm just like, this is my favorite author. I'm just gonna listen to him. What else do I gotta read? Like just those Buddhist philosophies, because nowadays they resonate with me on a whole completely different level than they used to. Because like every single word I read is like, oh, that makes sense. Every single sentence is like, oh, that makes sense. It all makes sense now. Live in the moment, understand things change. Don't get too attached to even who you think you are, your identities, your feelings in the moment. These things all just are flowing through you, there for you to experience and for you to let go of. And you don't need to like get like all worked up about things. Like at the end of the day, we're such like a small like speck in the universe, but also we're all connected in the universe. So it's like we all play a role. We're all just experiencing things, all sort of as a collective. So yeah. 13 minutes in, there's a roller coaster I got. Yeah, I've been planning to go to Six Flags. That was one of my fall activities I had planned. I don't think I'm going to get to it, unfortunately. I was going to see how I was going to do on the roller coasters, like, because I used to love roller coasters as a kid, but recently in the past few years, I've been getting like kind of seasick on the roller coasters. I think because I'm getting like, they say your pressure changes or something like that when you get older. So I was thinking maybe something like that. But I don't know, I've been eating like healthy and like feeling really balanced and like feeling good. So I was like, I want to give the roller coaster another try to see if I can just go on them like I did as a kid and just not get, stomach sick at all, and just keep going on these roller coasters. Like, I don't know what they got there, Nitro and stuff, and the Batman and the Robin and Dark Knight and the Wonder Woman. I'm like, yeah, I would have gone to Six Flags and see how I did with the rides, because I got a year pass that I used 0 times, so that's unfortunate. maybe it's open in November. Maybe I'll still go. Maybe it's going to close after October. Whatever it is, I go, I'll have fun. If not, it's all good too. So that was going to be a fall activity. The apple picking was going to be a fall activity. I haven't done that yet. I just get the apples at the store. And Princeton, I haven't got to Princeton yet. And it gets back to my social media empire because, I post on Instagram and then I do this podcast. So that's two things. But the third thing is going to be these videos I'm going to do. They're going to be 1 minute or less, 1 minute or less. I can post them on TikTok, YouTube, and on Instagram. I'm going to try to make them look like, I don't know, like cool, like edited and like graphics and words going across the screen and like references and like me pointing to them and maybe me doing some like facial like movements or head movements. Like these things are like honestly pretty basic what these people are doing, but it makes the video look nice. But I need to learn like a few certain editing like way to like overlay, audio overlay, some visuals. That's really all it is, visuals and timing and the cutting and the cutting and the pacing is tricky because I'm kind of new to the video editing software, so that's definitely going to take me some time. I was doing some current events like, it's going to be raining here tomorrow, but I realized the rain here is from the hurricane that hit Jamaica and is currently, going through the Caribbean, which is like really messed up. Like I'm a big fan of rain, but like I'm really against hurricanes, like all the devastation it's going to cause those, basically probably the entire island of Jamaica and all the other surrounding like Caribbean. It's like really really sad. The Caribbean's such a beautiful place, but they get these hurricanes and so destructive and completely like destroying everybody's like property and all they have there. And it's like where are you gonna go? Because the entire island is getting hit by this massive like windstorm. It's gonna destroy everything and probably like cause some casualties and injuries and power outages. And it's just like really sad that these things have to happen. So that's an unfortunate current event that we got a hurricane in the Caribbean. Those things are really sad. It causes but so yeah, I do love nature, but I was like, I'll skip the hurricanes, the tornadoes, because those cause some real damage. So I wish those didn't exist, but unfortunately they do, and hopefully they get limited. So oh yeah, I was gonna talk about the World Series too. Like we got the World Series, Game 5 is on tonight with the Dodgers and the Blue Jays, and I was thinking like, baseball's probably doing pretty well financially in this era, but I feel like the allure of the World Series and the allure of baseball is really like the shine, the luster of it has just really declined over the decades. It's like obviously people are watching the World Series, but it's like not like a big deal compared to the NBA Finals or like the Super Bowl or like I guess just those two. But I don't know, I feel like the World Series used to be like a lot bigger deal in the mid 2000s, early 2000s. But now it's just kind of like, oh, the World Series is on, oh, baseball's on. It's like nobody's like, I don't know, super into it anymore. I think financially baseball's doing pretty well because they play so many games. They have a whole minor league system that gets a lot of attendance. And I'm sure, they still got their TV contracts. I'm sure it's doing decent for them. I'm sure they honestly get a good amount of viewers on their TV games. So I don't watch a ton of baseball, but, I'm sure they're doing well financially with their sponsors. So good for them. And good luck to the Dodgers and the Blue Jays in the World Series. I'm kind of leaning that I hope Toronto wins just because they're from Canada. I feel like it has been a long time since the team from Canada won. I feel like the Dodgers won a few times recently. I could be mistaken, but they won at least once recently, maybe twice, maybe 3 times recently. So it'd be nice to have, I'm sure obviously you're a team, you want to win every single year. That's natural, but I guess I would be leaning towards seeing Toronto, and that'd be an awesome thing to see a team from Canada because I feel like it's been a while, but I could be wrong with that as well. And then I was thinking about doing a giveaway on my Instagram. I was like, let me do some giveaways. Maybe I'll boost my popularity, but I'm not going to give away because I don't really have a budget yet. I was like, let me give away stuff in my apartment that I'm not going to use ever. Like I got this whole case of Dr. Pepper, like 35 cans. Well, it's probably about 30 cans, and it's just, I'm not going to drink them ever because I don't really drink soda no more, and I'm not really actually tempted at all, which is, yeah, kind of weird, but I'm not tempted at all to drink these things. So I was going to like maybe give away my Dr. Pepper, do a whole giveaway. I was like, but I'm an idiot. I'm kind of stupid. But, social media is really stupid. And to people follow, like, just, other, people just for no reason other than their influencers. I don't really know. They just follow them just because for whatever reason. So I'm going to sell those Dr. Peppers maybe, give them away. And I got a few beers in the fridge, too, because I don't really drink alcohol anymore either. So I got, like, PBRs, like, a whole bunch of them, maybe 20 in there. Got some Guinnesses. and I got some High C. No, I have some Sunny D orange alcoholic beverage, which is kind of like dumb. I don't know why I got that, but they did taste pretty good. So I got a whole bunch of beer and alcohol in there, and it's like I think they stay good a while. So I don't really drink alcohol no more. I don't think that what's in there? Ethanol? Like the ethanol is not really good for you. I know people say wine is healthy for you, but the reason wine is healthy is really from the grapes and whatever they got inside the grapes, and the fact that there's ethanol in it. That's just kind of unhealthy. But so if you wanted the benefits of the wine, you can just drink the grapes and you'd be way better than drinking the ethanol in there. Like ethanol probably has zero health benefits. So, but yeah, I'm not really tempted to drink those, but I had these beers in my fridge for months and months. It's like, I should do a giveaway, give away some beers, but that's probably even illegal to do because it's alcohol. But I got Dr. Pepper to give away, and yeah, it's pretty cool. I got a printer in my apartment, which has been working well, which I'm really grateful for because some of these cheap printers don't work well. I was able to replace the ink with another type of ink cartridge, and luckily it's still been printing for me. I was kind of worried about it. They got this whole scheme going on with the printing system, with the printers nowadays. You got to buy their ink or they're going to mess you up or it's not going to work. But my ink has been working. I've been printing stuff here and there. And yeah, I'm doing pretty well today. You know, I would be watching the baseball game right now, but again, I don't have the cable anymore. And just generally, it's late October, getting into November in the Northeast. It's going to start getting cold outside. But like I've been telling people, I can't start getting lazy in the winter. I got to keep doing my podcast, keep my creativity up. I got to keep working out, obviously, and I got to keep playing sports. I got to get out there because it's cold. I can't go inside all the time. I got to go out there. I got to play my sports. I got to stay in shape. I got to work out, and I got to, you know, do some fitness, and I got to push myself because for me, age is just a number, and I got to stop making excuses. I got to do my flexibility, and I got to do my stretching, I got to do my yoga. So I got to do these things. Like that's probably one thing I was planning to do today. I was going to come home, do some stretching and call it a night, but I'm like, you know, I'm kind of avoiding doing my podcast because it's been a few days. I'm trying to do at least bi-weekly because otherwise, how am I going to get better at a podcast doing it only once a week? If I'm training for it, I gotta be doing at least bi-weekly to start getting the skills underneath me. So I'm like, let me do this podcast so I'm gonna start getting a little rusty because I gotta keep my media empire going. So I got my Instagram posting, I got my podcast going. And if anybody's listening to this and can write in some ideas about how to improve the flow of my podcast or can give me some type of topics to talk about, like that'd be really, really cool. Or if anybody wants to be a guest, that'd be pretty cool. I'm really optimistic about, you know, my visual for the podcast this evening because I got my phone in front of me and it's turned to the side, so it's sideways. So I think it's going to be looking a lot nicer on YouTube. You know, I don't really know why I make YouTube podcasts because like I could just release the podcast, but whatever. I'm also recording myself, so a video of it. So, but the video takes up space on my phone, so it's like, why am I doing this? I'm taking a bunch of space on my phone. I got to figure out what to do with it. But you know, it looks good. I'm doing what I'm doing, but I got to figure out the storage situation because the more videos I do of myself like this, mad long videos, like they're going to take up storage space in my phone and my Google Drive. And it's like, oh, I got to figure out what to do. I guess delete them as I post them. But then should I have them just in case? So that's kind of tricky to figure out. And then I think about upgrading my hardware, like maybe my phone. I haven't got a new phone in like 5 years, maybe 6 years. So it's like maybe I should upgrade my phone with a better camera. You know, more megapixels, maybe a whole new device with a whole new storage system so I have more space to put stuff. So that's on the horizon. And then I was thinking about I already got a really nice microphone. I was thinking about getting those, like a nice lavalier microphone for my cool videos. Oh, if I want to do a cool video and I'm on the road, like if I'm outside, like in nature, I'm going to start doing some nature videos, but I'm just realizing it's going to get really cold. I should go in the cold anyway. Get my lavalier microphone, shoot some video, you know, while I'm outside on a hike or something. Maybe add some graphics to those, or maybe just go on like a 1 minute, you know, topic discussion about something. And I think those are gonna look really nice because I'm all about nature. But here I am inside. All my videos are me inside. So I'm like, let me get some portable microphones that I can put on my sweater. I can start recording the videos out there. So it's all coming together in terms of logistics. Now it's just going to be about, you know, the content I create, the topics I talk about, which is going to cover like, you know, a wide array. I talk about, you know, the diet, you know, the not eating the animals thing. I talk about the working out, the playing sports. I talk about dating and women nowadays. I talk about nature a lot. I talk about like aesthetics a lot. Like I talk about rain, overcast days, sunny days, like houses that look nice, architecture, Like, I'm a big fan of all these things, like man-made versus nature-made, and like how it combines nicely. I talk about God. I forgot about that. I talk about religion, not religion. I talk mostly about God, my spirituality. So like those are the types of content I can talk about, and also do some coaching. So I talk about coaching too. So that's probably a more limited audience, but still I learned some like really interesting things about like human beings from the whole coaching thing. So, and so yeah, I got a whole breadth of topics to talk about. In terms of the coaching, like I don't know, I think I'm a really good coach. Like I coach these soccer teams, and they'll be like, struggling. I coach a team, they had 0 wins for like the past couple of years, and now I coach them and I had like 5 wins. And it's like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I feel like the teams we played like weren't as good, so that's a big reason. But for whatever reason, the past 2 years I've been playing the same teams. I don't know how they got 0 wins, but they did, and now I'm coaching them this year. All of a sudden, boom, they got 5 wins. I think I have 5 wins. I think they're 500. So I was like, it looks great on paper. Like, it's a great turnaround season. Like, so I did great. I just, I didn't do anything crazy. I just say a few things. I mean, I played a lot of soccer and higher levels, so I feel like I'm aware of it, and I feel like I resonate with the kids. And like with anything in life, you listen to stuff, you resonate with it or you don't resonate with it, and you go from there. So I feel like I resonate with like whatever team I talk to. So it's like, yeah, I feel like I'm a phenomenal coach. But it's a very, what's it called, subjective type of job, I guess. Very subjective. Like, how do you tell if a coach is good? You can't measure it. You could with like wins and losses, but it's like it's way more than wins and losses. Like how the team is playing. So it's one of those things. It's very tricky to like judge people on terms of that. But as far as I'm concerned, I'm a phenomenal coach. I'm a big turnaround coach, and then I'm like, once I get there, it's like, I lose my motivation a little. It's like, let me just chill now. Let me turn this team around, give them success. They're all happy, and I'm like, all right, let me get out of here. No, I'm just kidding. I'm a bum, but oh man, yeah, oh man. About to be November. Yeah, it's really my main goal is to stay in like good shape, or not stay in good shape. I'm already in good shape. I'm in really, really good shape. Just get in better shape, improve my flexibility, do my stretching, maybe join that fancy gym, like freaking get a sauna in my life. Imagine a sauna for me. Oh, that would be freaking phenomenal. I can sweat on my toxins every single day. Get rid of all my toxins. I don't really have many left in terms of my toxins, but get rid of any that I do have left. They even got a steam room. Get rid of extra toxins. I could work out. I could play basketball. I could do this. I could do that. Because really, the end goal of whatever I'm trying to do, whatever job I have, the end goal is just to play sports all day. To have no job, just like play soccer, play basketball, golf. I'm telling everybody that I come across, like everything else is just a side quest, and it's just really me. I'm just trying to play sports the entire day. Everything else is really a side quest. But the thing is, with playing sports, I prefer playing in warm weather. It's about to get really cold. It's about to get rainy the next 2 days, so it's going to be tricky in the next couple of days. But outside of the rainy days, yeah, I wish during the cold days I could just get on a plane and go somewhere like tropical for like a few weeks, few months, so I can just kick the ball around there, find people to play with, and then I'll come back here, no problem, like where it's warm. I'm like a snowbird. I'm just going to follow the warm. It gets cold, I'm going to go down south somewhere, play soccer there, come back. It's warm here. Okay, play soccer more because, like, I think we were designed to be in the warmer weather, which I think I mentioned on this podcast before. We're meant to be in tropical weather as far as I'm concerned. So that's like, I have like these general goals in life. Whether I achieve them is really, honestly, not a big deal because I'm happy with what I got. I'm really content with what I got. But these goals that I have, these just things that would be nice. Nice to have like a 4-wheeler, a garden, the ability to go to a southern, more close to the equator location, like south, like I don't know, Caribbean, like southern Europe, southern USA, central South America, just anywhere that's warm during the winter time in northeast USA, because at that point it's like you can stay warm, you can keep playing your sports all year round. I think that's a big reason why kids in Florida, Texas, California are good at, soccer. A lot of football players come out of there because they have to play sports all year round. Even in the summer, it's like really, really hot. I'm sure by the time it's nighttime and the sun goes down, it's at least bearable to play. It's bearable to play at nighttime and in the morning in these hot weather climates. But in these cold weather climates, like, the Northeast, it's like so cold in the morning, afternoon, and evening, where it's just like, I don't know, discouraging and challenge. I'm going to use the word challenging to get out there. You can tell it's obviously challenging because I go outside in the winter. Sometimes I play and there's just nobody outside, you know, nobody's on the fields all day long because it's just too cold. But when it's warmer, you see people on the fields kicking the ball, but it's like playing basketball and stuff. But in the winter, just nobody's around. It's only like the really, truly dedicated, which sometimes that's me and sometimes it's not me because obviously, you know, I used to bear the cold a lot better, but oh no, recently I've just been like, I feel like humans belong in the warmth, but I can't use that as an excuse. I'm still gonna do what I gotta do in the cold. I gotta get outside, I gotta play sports, I gotta stay active, and I gotta continue with my creativity, and I gotta continue actually managing my energy levels a little bit better than I have the past few days, because you know, some dietary slip-ups, some lifestyle choice slip-ups, that my energy level is dipping more than it normally is, you know, but I still feel really, really good, really optimistic, and really full of life force. But the life force has been, I don't know, some lifestyle choices have been, you know, subpar the past few days. But I don't really judge myself when it comes to these things, because I don't judge others and I don't judge myself. You know, I do what I gotta do. I live each moment the way it is. But it is tricky. Is you live each moment, but you know, I want to do things. When you have self-love for your, or self-respect and self-love, you do things to your body that kind of like make the energy levels either higher or just stay sustained. You make choices that don't bring your energy down. You know, you don't hang around people that are going to be negative. You're not going to put substances in your body that's going to make you feel like really tired or really depleted. And you're not going to put things on your skin. You're not going to put like media, or you're not going to put entertainment into your system, into your brain, because that's part of your diet. If you have a lot of self-love and a lot of self-respect, you're not going to be doing a lot of things that, you know, a lot of people do. If you truly love yourself and your energy levels, you're going to protect them, and you're going to be as, you know, high energy as possible, because the more high energy you are, the more you're able to give to people, the more you're able to give to yourself, and the more you're able to like self-actualize what, you know, God has intended for you. Because if you have no energy in you, you're not going to be able to really do anything. You're just going to be tired all day. So it's like, that's why the choices we make, like dietary, whether it's food, lifestyle, or what we're consuming like with media, which is very big nowadays. If you're not like cognizant of what you're consuming in that regard, like your energy is going to be completely like very low, and you're just going to be fighting a losing battle, and you're going to become when you're very selfish. Actually, when you have low energy, you're just going to become very selfish about just do your thing. Like, you got to go to sleep, which is reasonable. You know, you got to protect your being. And when you're low energy, your biology is telling you just to conserve and to save yourself. But when you have really high energy, you have high energy to like, or love or whatever, you have that to give to other people, because you're taking care of yourself, and now you have so much energy that you have enough to share with others and enough to like enhance others' lives too. So that's why if you have true self-love and true self-respect, you treat your body in a way that's going to give it the best nutrients it has, and the best, you know, like pure, you know, positive influences into your system, you know. Because if you don't, and you're like abusing your body, it goes to show, even if you say, oh, I love myself, you're lying. Because if you really love yourself and you love your body, you would be, you know, doing what you got to do to make sure your energy levels are always, you know, as high as possible. But a lot of these things in society we get pushed into, like careers and jobs, like they're so draining mentally and physically, to keep us low energy and to keep us easily controlled. It's like, I understand, it's like, it's really difficult to like deal with that type of situation. So I guess that's my motivational speech today, about like self-love and self-respect, and your energy levels are really like your life force, and like really like probably the most important thing you can like have going for yourself is high energy. To like be aware of what's around you. I would say high energy, understanding of what's around you, and understanding of yourself are probably like the most important things you can have in life. So I'm happy I got like at least a little spiel about that. Maybe I'll throw that on my Instagram. That was kind of motivational. That was kind of fluent the way I was talking there, like real professional. So that's a clip I can throw on my Instagram. And then I should probably throw like little 1 minute clips on, maybe I should do like a longer form type of clip on my Instagram, because I like, you know, sometimes I do good speeches. So I'm like 2 to 3 minute speech. I'm like, let me throw it on, because I like the entire 2 to 3 minutes. Like, let me find like a 1 minute clip that I can throw on my my other socials that only require 60 seconds or less. So that's a good way to do it, because I like that speech I got going there. Because, you know, 1 minute's not a long time. Sometimes I got to extrapolate on my ideas so I can get my point across. If it takes 2 to 3 minutes, you know, it is what it is. And, yeah, guys, I really appreciate anybody listening to this podcast, because sometimes I feel like podcasts are boring. I should listen to a lot of podcasts, like, who is it, Joe Rogan, Tim Ferriss, but I don't know, man. Nowadays, I go on the podcast app, and it's like, I look a little bit, it's like, honestly, I don't want to listen to these people at all. I don't care who it is. I'm tired of consuming. I'm like, let me create my own. Let me throw myself out there and whatever I got to say, like everybody has their own unique life experiences and their unique gifts to share and their whole thing to share with the world. And it's like, let me throw my stuff out there, my stuff. We're all equal at the end of the day. My opinion, your opinion is we're all equal. We're all just ideas. So who's to decide who's super popular podcast and who's like a super unpopular podcast or popular social media person versus unpopular? I'm not gonna say it's random, but it's they put a lot of work to it. But we're all just equal people at the end of the day. People like worship celebrities, but it's really like kind of dumb. Like you shouldn't be worshiping anybody. You only should be worshiping, if anybody, God, your Father above, because he's everybody else, human beings, are all on an equal plane. We're on the same earth, and we all share the same type of the same basic human functions and the same basic human emotions and consciousness and thoughts and feelings. We're all kind of the same in that way. So there's really nobody above you and nobody below you. So who's to say like your stuff isn't as good as anybody else's? That's the way I feel about it. So I'm just going to do my podcast, work on my podcasting skills, maybe develop them to a point where they're going to get more fluid, more, more insightful is really the end goal, to be more insightful instead of just rambling on about, surface level stuff. I think say something insightful that resonates with somebody, like that would be like such an amazing thing to be able to do. Just one person, obviously more the better, but even just one person spread the light, that'd be really, really cool. So I think a 36-minute podcast is a decent enough time. And again, today was a different type of podcast. I had some really good moments in this podcast and some really just like going nowhere with the podcast. Even at the beginning of the podcast, I was like, let me cut this podcast short because I'm just going nowhere with this. But, you put together a few good moments. Sometimes it's like, athletics or school, I guess. Some class you get good grades, some bad grades. And sometimes you're playing sports. Sometimes you have good moments in the game. Sometimes you have bad moments in the game. You just got to keep going with the flow and see where you end up. So that's really about what anything is in life. But I think the longer I go with my podcast, the better my skills are going to get. And hopefully with the whole new horizontal type of view on my video camera, it's going to look nice on my YouTube. A really nice little shoddy, sketchy, ratchet YouTube collection of videos. But as I was saying, the quality on them is subpar because of the hardware I got with my old ass camera. But in the coming few weeks, I'm going to start adding maybe some quality improvements, maybe some visual effects, maybe some audio effects. Probably not audio effects, but probably visual effects, and do some cool stuff with my videos. But by the end of the day, it's just a way to get the content across in a way that's more easily digestible and more what's it called, a hook, like get people more engaged quickly. Because my engagement is probably like a 0 out of 10 because I'm not like raising my intonation or anything like that. If I start making these shorter videos, maybe I can like be like a little more enthusiastic for like the first few seconds and then sink into my regular like information conveying mode. But I don't know, I guess there's a fine line between being authentic and actually maybe improving maybe your speaking skills, maybe your intonation, your tone of voice. I'm sure maybe I should be open to improving myself in terms of the podcasting ability instead of just being, oh, I'm authentic, I'm perfect the way I am, because I am perfect the way I am. But I'm sure there's still a way I can improve my my speaking or whatever, so I should be open-minded to that. But honestly, I'm just open-minded to anything, really. I'm open-minded to traveling. People like traveling. I'll go somewhere it's nice. I'll go see the world, but I'm also happy where I am. I'm open-minded to like living anywhere in the world, really. Like here, I'm happy where I live here. I'll keep living here for forever, really. Or I'll go like live somewhere else. Like I'm really open to that. I'm open-minded to meeting new people. Like I'll meet new people. Hopefully they're cool. Hopefully I get along with them. Or maybe I'll meet new people and they're just, I don't get along with them and I just don't see them again. Or I'm just on my own, or I'm open-minded really to anything. So it's like such a peaceful, blissful state to be in, just open to the world, wherever life takes me. But I feel like it's tricky because we're entering a cold season, winter, and winter is like a personality time where people are more introverted because it's so cold outside. People stay inside more. So it's just a little trickier time to be like more social. So that's kind of another reason to be like in a warm weather climate, because it's just so much easier to be social. Not that socialization is necessary, because for me it's like, socializing is nice, being alone is nice, and it's just they're both like experiences in their own right. And people in today's era forget about the importance of silence. One of these books I got is called Silence. Like people are so distracted by their external world, everything going on around them, but people also are so distracted by their internal world because they're thinking all day, like 24/7, and they're never able to quiet their internal body / emotion / feelings. So it's just noise reverberating through their whole system the entire day, and they're never able to be truly at peace. They're never able to listen to what their soul is trying to tell them, what their heart is trying to tell them. There's always these thoughts, these feelings, emotions, which you think are like a part of you, but they're just meant to be experienced and let go. But people just think all day long, and they never have a chance to truly quiet their mind, the internal chatter they call it. And it's just kind of like, you know, they're never going to understand like where they're going in life, like what life is calling to them, what the universe, people say to trust the universe, but nobody can understand when to listen to the universe, because they're so full of noise and so full of distraction internally and externally that they're never quiet enough to experience what God is telling them, what the universe is telling them. So you got to really know how to quiet down your mind, whether it's meditation or yoga or just quieting your body and letting go of your thoughts, your feelings and emotions, and just sitting still and in silence and letting the universe talk to you, you know, because we're all connected. And if you can tune into that frequency, you're going to be able to get this insight about like the whole, maybe not the whole meaning of life, the whole fact that, you know, we're not meant to be like this one identity. We're so like vast, and we're like so special and so amazing as part of this universe. We're not separate from the universe. Like we're literally like built out of like the stars and the sun, and it's like we're these amazing creatures, and we're just so unaware of it because society's just trained it out of us to make us like less powerful, more easy to control. Because if we understood how powerful we were, if everybody understood, it'd be obviously very difficult for like those people in power to control us. So, you know, that's the main reason. But anyways, guys, it's getting into November, but please enjoy Halloween. It's coming up in 2 days and the weekend. You know, I'm sure people are going to be drinking a lot. You know, just don't get too sick, but really enjoy Halloween. Halloween is a really cool holiday, even though it's probably pagan origins. It's probably like kind of evil in a way, but for me, it's like, you know, people dress up in these costumes. The women dress like, what is it? They just attractively or like slutty, whatever you call it, but they look good, so it's fine. And what else do people do? Trick-or-treating no more, not really. And obviously people drink a lot, and the girls dress nice, so that's nice. I should probably like post on my Instagram some girls in Halloween costumes before Halloween. Otherwise I'm gonna miss the opportunity, you know. But I don't think I'll be partaking, honestly, because I feel like I got stuff to do. But even if I didn't have stuff to do, I'm not really missing out on nothing. So yeah, I'll do something. You know, like I said, I'm open to doing nothing. I'm open to doing something. I'm open to doing whatever. So that's, I guess, my motto of life: open to whatever. And what a blissful way to live. What a peaceful way to live. Because I was saying before, people aren't able to quiet themselves internally, but believe it or not, I was able to do it. I was able to quiet myself internally. I was able to tap into like this universal type of wisdom and just being able to live at peace with myself. I think that's the most important thing. If you live with peace, true peace with yourself, you give peace to others naturally. If you can love yourself, you give love to others naturally. And if you can be, you know, respectful for yourself, you're not like gonna go looking for respect. You're not gonna be looking for love. You're not gonna be looking for validation from anybody else. If you're able to quiet your internal like noises and be able to sit in silence. And I just see a spider on my floor, so I'll see how the spider's doing after. But he's making a web right now, and you know, a spider web is like really an amazing feat of accomplishment. But I don't really know how I feel about spiders living in my whole space. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about that. And yeah, but look at me getting distracted about not getting distracted, but it's not that type of distraction. It's just like this thoughts, all the thoughts you think about all day. You think they're good for you, but yeah, they're bad for you. You think all day, they don't get you anywhere. Just try to stop thinking and just try to be at peace and live in the moment. And you're going to just tap into this sort of wisdom, but it's way deeper than that. I can't explain in this video. I'll explain in another podcast. Like I said, I'm gonna start making these cooler videos, like short videos, like with cool concepts and like hand motions and visuals in it. So stay tuned for that. Have a great Halloween weekend, and then we're gonna be into November. November is an interesting month. November, I don't know. November in a way is like an amazing month for me. Like that's real fall. Like, oh my God, the nostalgia for November for me is just off the charts. I feel like my energy in November, for whatever reason, I feel like even with the cold, my energy level is going to be really high in November. So I'm looking forward to that, getting my workout in, maybe start running my sprints again, maybe start playing my sports again. For some reason, I feel like November is going to be a really great month for me. And it's up to me if I make it a great month. I believe in manifestation, so I'm going to manifest a great November because I really feel like my energy level is going to be off the charts. But I'm sure I'll let people know on the podcast how my energy levels are. But I'm pretty optimistic. I think I'm going to be off the charts. So, all right, have a great weekend. We still got sports for another freaking month. We got college football, NFL football. We got a busy weekend, okay? So Halloween football, NFL football. Jesus Christ. And the World Series is about to come to an end, and the NBA has started. I'm like, I used to bet a lot on sports, but I've been taking a break. Thank goodness, because there's too many sports on right now. I'll be on my computer all day long, but I'm not trying to be on my computer. I'm trying to be outside, getting myself in shape, because just sitting at the computer all day, betting on sports, I did it for a while, but it's not the life I want to live at the moment. So I'm going to live the life I want to live at the moment, which is like doing stuff creatively, like podcasting and do my Instagram and my social media empire and working out and playing sports. And those are the main goals, and everything else is really just a side quest. So, and I'm eating healthy too, because I've been eating these pizza, a lot of vegetables on it. But look, I mean, like, it's a mid-tier food, energy level at best, like mid-tier. I want to start eating high-tier food. It is hard in the winter with like the growing conditions, but definitely trying to eat the most highest energy food possible to improve my energy, because like I said, my lifestyle choices the past few days have been subpar. So let me improve my lifestyle choices. And again, have a great week and hope to see you guys soon. All right, bye.